Which big name analyst has the Broncos winning the AFC West this year? This is your Denver Sports Daily for August 14th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
Now, if you've been following camp and what Sean Payton has been saying, we all know that winning the division is his goal. That is the prime goal of Sean Payton this season. Everything that you're hearing from him coming out of the offseason, he's saying win the division. That is the main thing on the Broncos' plate right now. The Super Bowl can come later, but winning the division is the first thing that they want to get done. Now, clearly other people are recognizing that, and clearly other people believe that that's possible, as FS1's host of The Herd, Colin Coward, is picking the Broncos to win the division. Now, we all know Colin Coward is a big name sports analyst. He's always out there talking about every team around the league. This guy's a national speaker, so him saying that he could see the Broncos winning doesn't come with just a grain of salt. That is something that he's actually seeing. He's out there looking at what the Broncos have been doing in training camp and how they've been matching up against other teams just based on roster. So he is making all these judgments and guesses very educated. There's nothing going into this that's not real. You know, every time he's going and comparing these teams and picking out who could win a division, it is realistic and it's going off of real possibilities rather than just saying it's possible. Now, Coward spoke on the Broncos saying, quote, Denver maybe has the best camp in the so far in the league. Every reporter that's been there, wow. So that's a lot of high praise coming from him, saying that they have the best camp in the league. There's been a lot of great things to look at just in this training camp. You know, you're seeing a lot of very positive things coming out of it. Now, Bo Nix hasn't been performing well in training camp overall, and that's not saying that he's been bad. It's just it's been less than you'd expect. But outside of Bo Nix, maybe underperforming a little bit, everybody else has been performing very well. Now, Coward also went on to talk about RJ Harvey's performance, speaking about how he's been impressed and how he's impressed some people, RJ Harvey has. But again, in my opinion, if you've heard me speak about RJ Harvey, I don't think he's been that great. As somebody who's been out there watching at training camp, I haven't seen anything that's been great from RJ Harvey. I haven't seen anything that's made me go, wow. But hey, clearly other people have been wowed by him. So I'm not going to say that RJ Harvey isn't going to be good. I'm just going to say I don't see much from just training camp so far. Now, the Broncos look to continue turning heads in training camp today as they host their first joint practice in Denver this season, inviting the Arizona Cardinals before their preseason game this Saturday. This is the final training camp day. They're going to be out there with the Arizona Cardinals. I'll be down there checking on everything, making sure, they're getting ready for this Saturday. I really want to see what they're looking like when they get somebody here in Denver to come practice with them. It's definitely going to be a big practice, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow to talk about how exciting that was and how exciting it will be today. Now, moving on, the NBA schedule will release today. It's an exciting day. The Nuggets teased their schedule earlier this week, if you remember. And then yesterday, we got a little sneak peek into what the NBA Cup schedule will look like. Now, the Nuggets, their NBA Cup, they will play some tough competition this year for that cup. I love the NBA Cup, by the way. I know a lot of people don't like it. I think it's a fun little addition in the middle of the season. Now, kicking off the NBA Cup with the Nuggets, they will be taking on the Blazers October 31st. We got a Halloween game. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it should be a blowout. But if you remember, the Blazers a couple of years ago, when they had Damian Lillard, were a formidable opponent with the Nuggets. They were great, and they're some of the best playoff series I've ever seen were the Nuggets versus Blazers. So now that Damian Lillard's back on the Blazers, even though he might not be available for this game, it will be fun to see the storyline surrounding that game. Now, their next NBA Cup game will be Nuggets versus Warriors on November 7th. Nuggets versus Warriors, always fun, always big matchups. They're going to have a tip-off week matchup against the Warriors, and then they're getting an NBA Cup game against the Warriors as well. And then the third game, Nuggets versus Rockets, November 21st. That'll be a fun one because of Kevin Durant going to the Rockets. Now, that will also be tough. The Rockets are being projected to do very well this season. Now, none of these teams are scrubs. You know, you're looking at the Warriors, you're looking at the Rockets, and then the final game, Spurs versus Nuggets on November 28th. That's Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. That'll be a crazy one, too. I mean, Wembanyama, one of the best centers in the league, against the best center in the league in Nikola Jokic. A lot of fun games in the NBA Cup this season. Now, there are another couple fun games that the Nuggets will play. Added to those, we got the tip-off game and the Christmas Day game against the Timberwolves. Those will both be crazy to see. But the full NBA schedule for every team will be released today at 1:15 p.m. Oh, it's very exciting to see. I can't wait to talk about that tomorrow. We're going to go through a lot of that tomorrow and pick out what the key matchups are going to look like. Now, moving on, Shedeur Sanders suffered an injury at training camp. After putting on a show against the Panthers on Saturday, Shedeur Sanders has had a hiccup in his progress. Yesterday, during warmups in the Browns' joint practice with Philly, Sanders suffered an oblique strain that held him out of practice and will likely hold him out for a little bit longer. And if you saw some of the stuff that came out about this oblique strain, you could see a very tender moment between two QBs, Jalen Hurts and Shedeur Sanders. Hurts offered Shedeur Sanders a ride in the staff cart off the field, and it's pretty clear that when they were giving each other a ride, Jalen Hurts was just there in the driver's seat and Shedeur was in the passenger seat. And you could definitely see that they were having a few conversations. And I'd like to imagine that everything Jalen Hurts was telling Shedeur Sanders was lifting him up and letting him know that the league is waiting for him, the league is ready for him, and get healthy, because you never want to see somebody who's got a lot of potential like Shedeur Sanders go down with an injury so early. And seeing the past year's Super Bowl champ quarterback talk to a rookie quarterback and let him know what he can look forward to in this league is always a great thing to see. Now, unfortunately, the MRI confirmed that Sanders did suffer an oblique strain that will hold him out for today's practice and will likely force him to miss Saturday's preseason game against the Eagles. Never anything that you want to see, especially with somebody so young and with so much talent and so much potential. Shedeur Sanders, I could not be higher on him. I mean, one of the, I really truly believe the best rookie in this class, best rookie quarterback at least. Definitely in my eyes better than Cam Ward. And seeing him the way, first of all, he's being treated by the Cleveland Browns, and then seeing him get an injury that's going to hold him out for some time, it's really just the opposite of what you want to see for somebody like Shedeur Sanders. And call me a bit of a homer, but I love the CU kid. I want to see him succeed, and seeing things like this just really stab me through the heart almost. It's sad. It's upsetting to see. Now, moving on, Broncos Ring of Famer Lionel Taylor has passed away at the age of 89. One of the Broncos' first ever stars, who was on the team from 1960 to 1966, set some of the first ever team records that stood for years. Taylor played wide receiver and in his tenure with the team recorded 6,872 yards, 44 touchdowns, and on that, 543 receptions. Taylor passed away on August 6th at the age of 89. Rest in peace to Lionel Taylor. Never anything that you want to see. One of the greatest Broncos, a Ring of Famer, an all-time great for this Denver team. Now, that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will be back with you guys again tomorrow talking about the NBA schedule. What are the key games that we can look at and look forward to? Because you know there's going to be a few of them. I mean, we already got a little insight into what a few bigger ones are going to be. We saw the NBA Cup. We know the Nuggets are welcoming the Timberwolves on Christmas Day. It's going to be a crazy, crazy season for the Nuggets, and I cannot wait to run down all of it with you guys tomorrow. Now, until tomorrow, y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye, y'all.